This episode of More Than a House, we paint our floors and we're staying at our shack for the very first time after a month of renos.
I used it. It's so easy to work with.
Let's see what this wall's like underneath.
I think we're going to find money in it.
You wish.
Oh, dude. Not even insulated on the walls either. More white ant action. No insulation. Give me a hot box.
So we just cut this little hole for the roof panel and we realised there's no insulation.
Yeah, so obviously there's white ant damage, which we knew was already in the house. How far it's gone, we don't know. We're not expecting the best scenario, but yeah, exposing this and realising there's no insulation in the walls could be a pretty big issue when it comes to summertime, especially in the Riverland. It can like hit over 45 degrees Celsius up here, so that would be brutal in an uninsulated house. So we're gonna sort of I'm just looking at one panel. I'm not sure if I want to know what's under here, but yeah, find out what we're gonna do. And we'll try and work out the easiest way to address the insulation issue without opening a massive can of worms and exposing things we don't want to deal with yet. So anyway, we're just going to have a little bit of a look-see in here and then assess our next move.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
This is what termites do. But a lot of it is good still. The other side looks pretty solid, hopefully.
There's not much solid. There's not much solid. Do not breathe dust. This is timber sheeting and this is not asbestos. Alright, so do not panic. We're not killing ourselves yet. So where we're at with the dodgy wall, as you can see here, we are hanging on by hopes and dreams. It's just flapping in the breeze, so it's getting very hairy. Where we're at is obviously a lot of these studs are completely destroyed. A lot of the tops are still quite solid, so we're going to utilise that to strengthen up what we can. So I've got a new stud in the bottom here. We're going with treated pine, just because it's easy to piggyback onto the existing stuff. So what my plan is, put a new stud in the bottom here as I've got, start screwing to the existing studs that are still strong, and then cutting away the old studs as we go. And then we can start insulating and re-cutting. So as you guys have seen, the wall has collapsed underneath well, the concrete is collapsed underneath this wall, and I'm sort of rebuilding the wall as I go. And where we're at now is just getting some quick set. I'm just trying to do a patch it up sort of thing. So I've got it boarded up on the outside, ready to go. I've got some quick set concrete, mixing it up, really runny, and I'm going to pour it in. So it should hopefully fill the gap. I've got this all sealed up with an adhesion promoter, which you're meant to do when you're going concrete on concrete. I'm going to try and patch this in, and I've got some big bugle screws screwed into the bottom of this from the other side, which will all lock it in. And the Rio is sticking out from the other concrete, so it should tie from one lot to the next. So fingers crossed this holds up, but bottom line is it's going to be a damn sight better than it was now.
We're prepping this floor, ready to paint. Today's a big day. We're going to be painting in like an epoxy
Two-pack
paint. The whole floor. We're going to leave the concrete because we want it to be hard wearing and easy to look after. We're just smoothing out the ground a bit, the concrete. There's a few highs and lows. Yeah, getting it all prepped. Alright, here we are got our paint ready to mix. It's a 2 parts, so we're going to mix them together. We're going to add a whole heap of 2-pack colours and some glitter, and
it's a clear. Andrea's not explaining this. This is a clear 2-pack. It's designed for concrete floors in garages and carports and stuff like that. It's from Dymark, and yeah, although we want it to be clear to show the age of the concrete and sort of give it that rustic look, but we're going to add a little bit of colour and a little bit of glitter. I've got some metal flake. I'm into painting cars and stuff, so I've got some metal flake. This is all the same stuff that we done when I done the floor in my shed, and that came out really cool. So this is a little bit of a pearl. We're just going to do throw a few bits and pieces in here, as well as an additive which adds a bit of grip, so you don't slip ass up. And yeah, see what we come up with, and it's going to look good. Hopefully.
It will. Yeah,
they're all solvent-based paint, so these are going to be fine. They're 2-packs. And I mixed literally all sorts of different random paint in there. As long as it's not water-based paint, it's going to work. Any solvent-based paint will work with this.
Half.
This is Teal Glow from a XY Falcon. Yeah, okay. It's never going to be even.
It's never going to be perfect, but...
Look at that.
Oh.
That looks so cool. You don't want it to look blue, we just put so much blue in it.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so biggest room is done. It looks awesome. Our backs are killing. We've got a big mess, but it's gonna look awesome. Yeah, so all the old cracks and stains on the concrete are really like the paint's bringing it out, and it's adding a lot of character and dimension. We're just finishing off the last little bits on this room. This step here, you can see it's dripping everywhere, and then we'll get on to the last 2 rooms. Okay, we're back after a week and we are going to check out our floors.
Hurry up. Slowest door opening ever. Yes, stay here, Judge.
Stinks.
I can smell it. It still looks exactly the same. It's still wet!
It looks wet. Not too slippery?
Nah.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Come in here.
Stay there.
So you can see on the floor where we had the low points, it's kind of picked up on the blue tinge, which is, yeah, it looks really cool. Actually, really nice, isn't it?
Good. So it's worked out really good. We've got a couple of weird little marks there we didn't notice, but pretty much exactly what we were after. We wanted it to look sealed and neat and easy to clean, but we still wanted it to look rustic, and obviously it looks very rustic. Yeah. So
looks really cool.
Nice. It's gonna look awesome once stuff starts coming back inside.
Okay, so tonight we are staying up here for the first time. So we're trying to finish off this room. Mike's making some skirtings. Skirtings, yeah.
I'm putting in some skirtings.
Putting in some skirtings, cutting them. So then we can put the bed in, and I'll show you the car in a minute, how much stuff we have. Yeah.
And we also have new glass for the louvers, thanks to my cousin at Australian Independent Glass. We've got some brand new glass with nice polished edges, toughened, so it's safety glass as well. Once that goes in, seals the room up, it's going to look so much better.
Yeah, we'll be doing that shortly.
So new louvers going in. These are 4mm thick glass. I think these can go up to 6mm, but there was already 4 in it, so I just went with that. These have had a flat edge polish on them, which gives them that real nice look. Otherwise, the old traditional way was just to sand it off with a bit of sandpaper. It doesn't look anywhere near as nice. I'll slide these in. Freshly detailed louvers, and this should look schmick. So you look at the view.
Look at the view of a bed and rubbish. But we'll put some plants there one day.
Looks nice.
So these are the skirtings so far. It's gonna look much tidier. Last one to go on.
The rest of the rooms come up pretty good, pretty happy with the outcome so far. We've used a combination of nails and screws. It was starting off with nails, but it's sort of cracking the paintwork, just sort of hammering into the walls. So I've now used screws to finish off, and it does pull the skirtings in a lot nicer. This one, hopefully we'll be able to hold it in tight enough to have it stick. Liquid nails works pretty quick, but I would prefer to have some wall anchors, but we haven't, so we'll make do. But it's definitely going to finish this room off.
So we are about to spend our first night here. We've been working on this little room for the last few weeks. It's painted, the floor, look at the floor, it's amazing. We're about to build our bed, which Mark's mate Chris has cut up for us, like a frame, and then we got one of those koala mattresses, which we heard are really good. So yeah, we'll show you shortly when it's all set up.
So the bed's done. There's actually meant to be some bracing under the framework, but I left that at home, and we've just sort of got a temporary base for now. So we're going to put the top on now. This will get us by. Once it's screwed down, it's going nowhere, but we'll just have to make sure we bring the bracing next time. There was no way we were going home tonight. We were set on staying here, and this will get us out of trouble.
What size is this?
So you guys will notice that one of the bases is white, one is raw. And that's because this was all made out of scraps. And it absolutely does not matter, because once the mattress is on, all you're going to see is this nice, thick, laminated edge. Judge, come on man, what are you doing? Judge puts his mouth and everything. Already made this thing dirty.
So that's a wrap on this episode. Thanks for tuning in. A little wrap up on this room. We found this cool outdoor light which Mark's installed, so a couple of PowerPoints. We got some blinds from Bunnings which are awesome. We decided to leave the window, so we got our river view. With the blind we can pull it down and still have a dark room if need be. I found these cool mirrors from Target and got them delivered, and we managed to get them up on the wall, which I'm really happy with. I've got a couple more bits of things to go in this room, but we're pretty much done, which we're super happy, so much easier now we can stay here. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel, where all the support's really amazing. We're overwhelmed, and I hope you're enjoying. See you next fortnight.